Hell yeah. Hell yeah, I'm compensating. Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah. Little man syndrome maxed out level. Fuck yeah. Fucking. There you go. To achieve equilibrium, the organization needed to achieve both effectiveness and efficiency, and he emphasized how many declined because to achieve equilibrium, the organization needed to achieve both effectiveness and efficiency, and he emphasized how many declined because it failed both tests. By efficiency, he meant the ability to satisfy the individuals who made up the organization. Effectiveness involved the ability to make goals. Management must formulate the organizational goals and decide how to meet them, but it must do so in a way that kept all members involved, not least through forms of direct and accessible communications. He emphasized the importance of respect and cooperation, suggesting, in line with Mayo, that the former was more important than material incentives and that the latter was put at risk by decisive ideologies and forms of political action. In both these aspects, the workforce was prone to mistaken notions about their interests, and therein lay the special leadership role of management. In addition to their technical and social skills, managers should work actively to create a cooperative organization underpinned by appropriate values. Otherwise, the organization would fail. It was therefore important to educate and to propagandize people to inculcate appropriate motives and perceptions. The executive must not only conform to a moral code, but also create moral codes for others, which would be reflected in high morale. To this end, points of view, fundamental attitude, loyalty to the organizations or cooperative system, and to a system of objective authority must be inculcated to encourage the subordination of individual interests and the minor dictates of personal codes to the good of the cooperative whole. Barnard also had a story to illustrate his point. In a popular lecture, he referred to an episode involving a riotous situation at New Jersey in 1935 when he was director of the New Jersey Emergency Relief Administration. He claimed that he defused the situation by respecting the dignity of the rioters. According to Barnard's account, a meeting with representatives of Trenton's unemployed This was important. Bernard also had a story to illustrate this point. A popular lecture, he referred to an episode involving a righteous situation at New Jersey in 1935 when he was director of the New Jersey Emergency Relief Administration. He claimed that he diffused the situation by respecting the dignity of the rioters. According to Bernard's account, a meeting with representatives of Trayton's unemployed in his office had to be adjourned with some 2,000 unemployed demonstrators who had been urged on by New York radicals clashed with the police in the street outside, leading to a number being arrested and some taking a beating. Bernard saw the publicity such as this could harm the cause of the unemployed by increasing taxpayer animosity to the relief program. This was a point he made when the delegation returned after he had first carefully listened to the litany of their grievances, and a degree of harmony was restored. According to Bernard's account, picked up enthusiastically by his friends at Harvard, the problem was solved through human relations rather than by economics. Dignity was important to the unemployed even more than food for themselves or their families. It may well be that Bernard's sensitivity and tact did make a difference, but once his account was checked against contemporary reports of the episodes, it became evident that this was only part of the story. There was in fact a strong economic dimension. The unemployed were demanding a substantial increase in food allowances, and Bernard had promised to help. Nonetheless, Bernard's argument that more mayhem would put the whole program at risk was a serious political point. This reflects the observation made earlier about Follett's promotion of group dynamics. There are groups within groups, and Bernard's strategy in this case was to make common cause with the unemployed and supported the relief program against those who resented the subsidies when their own economic circumstances were so tight. Talking about groups rather than classes or parties or states did not remove the problem of conflict. Unless society could be reshaped in one big amorphous group, individuals were going to identify with some groups against others, and the interests of these groups were going to clash. The more intergroup conciliation became necessary, the more intergroup harmony was likely to be put under strain. The original role of managers was to manage the workforce. Okay, at best, they could be encouraged to be efficient cogs in the machine by more pay, tempered by threats of dismissal. At worst, they could be swayed by agitators drawing on the psychology of crowds. And as the century progressed, the possibilities of maintaining a docile, regimented workforce receded with the growing strength of labor unions and the increasingly demanding specialist nature of much work. Moreover, while the original inspiration for the human relations school might have been to draw workers away from socialism and unions, it encouraged managers to recognize that their organizations were complex social structures rather than simple hierarchies, and that their workers might respond positively to being treated as rounded human beings. The approach risks replacing autocracy with paternalism as it struggled to work with those developing views of organizational life meant in terms of structured power. The more these structures had to be addressed, the more they had to be related to the wider social and economic changes underway, the more managers would need a strategy. The business of business is business. Ha ha! The business of business is business. Burr. A ver, güey. Está el puto teléfono, güey. Can I should even read that? Like, fuck.